is to give back to others what I was given. And I feel like if I have that mentality and I can help others, like, and they can help others, eventually there's just a whole bunch of help spreading everywhere.
Hi, my name is Jacob. This is my story. When I was 3 years old, I was diagnosed with autism, and I struggled with a lot of things, including social emotional regulation, communication, sensory overload, and everyday living skills. This was difficult for me to function on my own. I was informed early on that my expectations were not high as far as the doctors were concerned. They heard the doubts, they heard the inconsideration for what I could have been, the possibilities. They were trying to play it safe, and I failed a lot, but I failed safely. I failed in an environment that I could trust, I could love, I could sacrifice, and eventually I am now an adult who's thriving. I'm married. I've been married for 3 years. I want to make something of my life more than just say I've made it. I want to be able to have a lasting impact that will help those with autism and their families for generations. That's my ultimate goal. That's how I feel called to sainthood, to doing great things. Definitely blessed to have great teachers and a great support system. And I want to have this message not be a sad one, but an inspirational one. Autism doesn't define you. It is a part of you, but it is not the end to all the means. I am more than my autism diagnosis. I am more than the struggles I face on a daily basis. To me, my actions, my words, my passion mean more to me than any diagnosis, any condition, any disorder, any disease that I could possibly have. And this is my story. I grew up really loving music, and I was a very good trumpet player. I could probably still pick it up and play it pretty well. I have a lot of musical gifts and do plan to use that at certain points in my life. But early on, I thought that was my calling. That was what I was able to use to communicate on top of writing. I'm also a very good writer. I love writing stories. I love telling my story. I love expressing and advocating. I believe autism acceptance is more than just saying that it is okay to be who you are. To me, it is embracing the person as they genuinely are and finding love in what they do. Love is the greatest thing that's out there. And I don't think anyone would contest that. And had a friend of mine who was in the program. He told me one day that I should audition for The Voice. And I thought he was crazy. And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I was a good musician. The friends in that group called me a very talented individual, which was very unique compared to their other peers. They also said I was kind and loving and giving. But they also mentioned to me that as a group, these kids who are going to college to get an adapted curriculum degree that's modified to their disability, they told me outright, do your best. That's all you can do. And that's what I grew up learning. I grew up doing your best is the best you can do. Doesn't matter what success or failure looks like at the end of the day. In your heart, you know that if you did your best, you won. That's what truly mattered. And then at that moment, I realized what that meant. And so I said, all right, let's do it. And I, lo and behold, went and auditioned for The Voice. I actually got a thumbs up from John Legend, which I thought was interesting. I didn't make it past the first round, but that wasn't the point. I was told I could do it, and I was inspired by someone else who also struggled with that. And a couple years later, after the group of them graduated from college, my buddy that I worked with was moved out on his own, and he had forgotten to take his antipsychotics for a couple weeks and overdosed. It was very sudden. Nobody expected it. It wasn't intentional, but he did pass away, and that broke me probably for 6 months. I questioned a lot of things at that point. And there was a saying that stuck to me from a conversation we had. This individual with autism was very wise, to say the least. He also was very blunt. And he had a gift of telling you exactly what he was thinking, even if it wasn't the most appropriate time to do so. And we were having a conversation about doing community service, because that was one of the things he had to do for a class. He had to go and, I guess, do some type of volunteering or something. And he wasn't particularly a religious person, but he was very spiritual. And he mentioned to me, he's like, well, why do we do community service? I mean, there's merit to it. It makes you feel good, but what's the benefit of doing it for other people? Why can't they just do it themselves? And I thought about that for a minute, and I'm like, all right, how do I answer this to where he genuinely understands it? And I told him, well, you were helped a lot growing up, right? And he said, yeah. And I told him, yeah, I was helped a lot too. I told him my story, and I said, we can help others because we were helped. And it continues a trend of helping others help others. And then he smiled, and that was one of the first times I saw him genuinely, like, the light bulb came on in his head. And it was very meaningful to me. That message stuck for 6 months while I felt the heartbreak. And I started in Paulding County as a paraprofessional. I went back into the field and took a leap of faith, quite literally, into the LEAP program, and became a one-on-one para to a very special individual who to this day has a special place in my heart, him and his family. And I lived that help others lifestyle from the get-go, and I saw grace happen in front of my eyes. It was truly a blessing to be a part of that child's life for 3 years. And now that he's going to high school, he's doing a lot better. And it inspired me to share this message, not to convince you that we're where all of your tax write-offs should go to. We're not trying to just convince people to blindly throw money at us. I want people to understand that this message, this inspiration is worth something. And I want those people to feel it too, whether that's our donors who are able to contribute financially so we can do the things that we need to do, or it is our volunteers who feel called to help in the autism community, to our board members and to our officers. And it's a passion that I want to grow. I want us to move forward having been helped and helping these individuals in our community. Not just to get by, not just to get through the day. Sometimes it may be that way, and that's okay. But I want the ultimate goal to help them so they can help others.